this computer. All right, we are recording. Happy Monday. It is the 16th of March, and this is our March team call. Again, so sorry about last week with all the chaos going on and having to go into the hospital. I just figured, you know what, let's just take the week. It was chaos anyway. We weren't even in a private room, but we made it. We're good. We're home, and it's all good, right? We still navigate things. So this month, we are in the midst of a whole bunch of chaos going on around us. And with all this stuff going on with coronavirus and all this stuff that, you know, the stress people are feeling, the anxiety people are feeling, it is a really troubling time. But this is a really great time for us to really focus on our vision, because I think that this is an opportunity for us as coaches to really be a bright light that shines in other people's lives. We have the ability to provide positivity, to provide community when people are social distancing from themselves. And we have a real opportunity to help people with their health and fitness while they're in the middle of this pandemic and being on quarantine, not being able to go to the gym. So I want to make sure that we're keeping our focus on helping people. And I really want to make sure that we are keeping the vision in mind. Not my vision, but your vision, which is why I had everyone grab a copy of this February Diamond Leader Retreat. Why I put this PDF in our team page was because we did this at our retreat last month, and it was awesome. Micah's been talking a lot about vision and talking a lot about, if you saw the video we did a while ago where she was talking about the ABC goals, and really casting a vision for our lives so that when things get hard, i.e. case in point, all of this chaos that's going on right now with sick kids, with coronavirus, with the uncertainties of that life brings every day, that we have a focus and a vision that we can come back to every day that gets us focused and gets us back to why we do what we do. Because it is about loving people and helping people, but also so many of us have this grand vision for our lives and what we want out of our lives. And keeping our eyes focused on our vision, that is what is going to make us sit down every day, even when we're tired, even in the middle of a hospital room, even when things are going crazy around us, where we can sit down and go, this is my vision for my family. This is why I work. This is why I hustle every day and do what I do. And so I thought it was really important that we as a team talk about this. So I'm going to unmute everyone because I'd love to hear what you ladies got for, I just really want this to be kind of a, hold on, Haley, I got to get you. I don't know why it didn't do it. Let me see. It will not let me unmute you. There, okay. I was like, I don't know why it won't let me unmute you. Okay. So I asked you guys to do this last week, and it was kind of, I guess, a blessing that all of this happened the way it did, because I'd love to hear from you, what were the 10 things, we're just going to kind of go through this. And if this call, we're going to end this call at 9 o'clock, just because Mama's exhausted, but we can continue this call next Monday too, because I really want us to get super clear on our vision. And I really want us to hammer it out and flesh it out together as a team. But, when you are looking and going through this, I'd love to hear from you the 10 things that are going on in your life right now that you don't like. Sandy, do you want to kick that off?
Oh, I thought you wanted Haley to do it.
No, I was trying to unmute her and I couldn't get it.
I can, but I'll be honest, I need to put my hands back on the PDF because I haven't looked at it yet. Kenyon was sick last week. Things have been nuts. But think about these things immediately. I'm
Yeah.
pretty stressed today, so I can probably come up with 10 things easily.
So we'll have Sandy go first, but yeah, so the first thing that I want you guys to do, even if you're catching this on the recording, is just to write down 10 things that you do not like in your life right now.
You want me to read my 10 things?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to retire sooner. I don't like that I'm still working my paid job. I don't like my cluttered and my disorganized house. I don't like my self-sabotaging eating habits. I don't like my lack of disposable income to travel. I don't like my lack of sleep. I don't like that I don't have enough hours daily to devote to Beachbody. I don't like that my daughter is still living with me. I don't like that I don't have customers or coaches. I don't like that my family won't get on board with Beachbody with me. And I don't like that I'm not getting any travel done.
Okay. All right. So when we're making our contrast statements, it was easy to come up with that list, right? Like I know Haley was like, I can come up with 10 things like point blank. And even for me, I wrote down, sorry, I was like, I have notes everywhere, but like 10 things about my life that I don't like. And I started this when I got my Rise Up planner and then added to it. But like one of mine was, my first one was, I'm struggling to find loyal working coaches. I'm struggling seeing my true worth. I don't feel like a good mentor or leader. I can't get people to commit to working with me. I'm scared to get pregnant again. I'm scared my body will not carry a healthy baby full term. I don't like the lack of accessibility in our home for Raphael and our family and his equipment. I don't like not having enough room to entertain friends and family. I don't like not feeling intimate towards John just with all the hormones. And I don't like not being at my goal weight. And obviously I'm pregnant, but even like before that, I just feel kind of uncomfortable in my skin. So Haley, thinking of that, because it's so easy to come up with 10 things. What are 10 things that you can even just think of offhand? And I encourage you to write these down because we're going to do something with them after.
Okay, so I don't like that I can't get my middle of the night snacking under control. Like that's a whole nother story, but that's what's killing my nutrition right now. I don't like the coronavirus and the state of our nation right now. I don't like that I may lose my afternoon nursing because she has 2 school-aged kids. I don't like the fact that trying to think of other things that are, my son's in here, so I'm trying to filter too.
Right.
Lucas. I don't like that I haven't met my March goals for Beachbody. I'm trying to write this down as well. I don't know. Let me go back to it.
And that's a good start too. So even what you have, and you guys will get a recording of this too. So even if you want to jot them down, later and go, oh, what did I say? And they're going to change, right? Throughout every season of life, they're going to change. And I bet that if all this coronavirus stuff wasn't going on, you wouldn't have that on the list, and the nursing, our nursing too. Like she was like, I don't have childcare. And I was like, well, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, okay, like I get it. So what I want you to do is, with those things that you wrote down, now we are going to write out the opposite of those 10 contrast statements. And we're going to turn them into affirmations. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to try to change our mindsets. I know Sandy and I were talking earlier, and she had mentioned something like, why am I a rock star? And I was like, why do you question yourself? And she's like, it's my self-limiting beliefs. And I was like, you got to figure that out, girlfriend. You know what I mean? Because
You said cut that crap out.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, cut that crap out. Because, if we allow it, these self-limiting beliefs will wreck us and they'll question us. And then every time we go to sit down and invite someone that may desperately need our help, we're going to be like, I'm not good enough. I'm not, they're not going to want to work with me. I'm not a good leader. I'll never have a team. Like, all those things will be in the back of our mind. And sometimes affirmations don't work because it's all about where we place our energy, right? So if we go into having a negative energy about inviting, about talking to people, about being ourselves, then everything we say, even if we're like, I'm a rock star coach and everybody wants to work with me, if you like deep inside have this like negative kind of energy around it, it's going to come off in the way you talk. It's going to come off even in the way you do your affirmations. So we want to create affirmations that don't create conflict in front of us. So Sandy, do you want to share some of yours? Like, just share a couple that you have. You don't have to go through all of them, but.
Oh, because I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go through all of them then. Come on, girl. Give us some ideas.
Retirement is looming closer and closer on the horizon. My organized and uncluttered home is soothing to my soul. I have conquered my nutrition and I stay committed and on point. I am financially free and can travel often. I get 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep nightly. I am devoting focused and purposeful pockets of time to my Beachbody business. My daughter is living an independent life with her own family. People are excited to join me in getting healthy and fit. My family is supportive in doing Beachbody workouts with me. I travel often to places I wanted to go.
I love that. I do. I love it. Those are great. And what I'd like for you to do as you go through those, I want you to connotate, like write a feeling out that goes with them, like the one for your daughter. Because I love this one. I love this one, and only because like I just wouldn't move back in with my mom. I got kicked out when I was 19. That's a whole nother story that I could tell you. But like,
real quick, they found a house to rent and backed out hours before they would.
No.
They thought they couldn't afford it, and it was better that they try to save a little and he move out of his apartment and float. But literally hours before they were signing the contract.
No. Like, you're right there.
Yeah.
It was so close. But like, write down, like, when you think about and this is what got me when I started doing my affirmations, when I started putting feelings in with it, like my one that was like, what did I say? Oh, I can't get people to commit to working with me. I love seeing more women commit to becoming healthy and fulfilled with me on their journeys. Or when I said I'm scared of getting pregnant again, it was like, it feels so good to know that fear is not from God and that my fears are drowned in perfect love. So adding in an emotion along with it, like a positive emotion, like I love knowing that. It feels so good to know that I am living in our dream home with plenty of room for Raphael and Zoe and all of Raphael's medical equipment as needed. Or more and more, I feel the women that I work with are getting amazing results and want to jump in and coach alongside of me. Or I love how it feels when I go to bed at night and I'm completely full and I'm not hungry and I get a restful night's sleep, or just things like that. Because I think once we start getting emotion into it, then our minds start, like, emotion, like feelings are really just feelings. But if we can kind of trick our minds and our bodies into feeling that emotion, that's when that affirmation becomes that much more powerful. So I love those, Sandy, and I'm not saying those were wrong, but I'm like, juice them up. We were at the cabin, and I was like, I'm like, just make them juicy. That's my word for the year, apparently, is juicy. I was like, I just want them to be so juicy. I want them to just be so life-filled and feel so good that when they roll off my tongue, it's just like, like just so amazing. So Haley, tonight, or when you get time, because you're like an hour behind. So I don't know what time you go to bed. I'm like, I'm ready for bed. Sandy and I we're grandmas. We're like, we're ready to go to bed.
You're not a grandma.
I feel like it these days. But I really like write out your 10 clarity statements. And then really I'll put in the link in our thread, the verbiage. Like, I love knowing that. It feels good to know that, just so you kind of it kind of racks your brain.
Okay.
So I'll make sure you guys have that.
I don't like the fact that I'm not sleeping at night.
Join the club.
Yep.
Awful.
Yeah. And that's draining. And honestly, and this is what I tell all my girls all the time, when I have women who are struggling with weight loss and I'm like, how many hours at night are you sleeping? And they're like 5 to 6. And I'm like, your body needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And it's just because we have to replenish, we have to repair our minds, our bodies need it, our spirits need it. We need to learn how to rest. And it's really hard.
I know, because I don't have overnight nursing. So.
Yeah, I've tried going to bed 30 minutes earlier and getting up 30 minutes later just to get that extra hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard, and it'll require a little bit of sacrifice here and there, but you'll find a way to figure it out. And that's always what I say. Try little tweaks, little things that you can do to make it work. And Haley, definitely for you, because I get it. As Kenyon starts to get older, you'll start, the more comfortable you guys get at home, you'll be like, Raphael sleeps in our room with us, and pretty soon he's got to get out of our room, and because our crib the mini crib, he's growing out of it. So I'm like, we put the monitor on him and we leave him alone, and he does well. Once you get comfortable, it'll all work out.
Well,
Yeah, once
no
Zoe
growth
comes, she'll be
spurt.
in there with you.
What happened?
Once Zoe is born, she'll be with you, so he'll need to be in his room.
Yeah.
But with the new growth spurt, Kenyon has been taking his trach apart and this whole, I'm so happy about that. But at the same time, I probably got up 20 times last night.
Oh my gosh.
He pulls it apart, and then it's alarming.
Yep. Been there. Do that. Yeah, Raphael now is kicking his pulse ox probe off.
Oh, yeah.
At 12:30 at night, and I'm like, why is your alarm going off? And then why is it saying the sensor's off? And I look over and he's just kicking, and I'm like,
I know.
I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep. He doesn't mess with, he will take his vent off sometimes, but his vent just alarms just because, and because he has a leak in his trach, and I'm like, it's awful. But yes, I get it, and you will, it's a season. He's just like, I don't need this crap no more.
No.
And I'm just praying that he gets out of that real soon. So, okay, I want you ladies to think about this. I know Sandy's probably thought a lot about this. And Haley, I want you to think about it. If you could have your ideal day, and it's in the PDF, and you don't have to share it, but one of the things that I think is really important that we lose track of is, if you could have your ideal day, what would it look like? And I want you to describe it in full detail. And when we were doing it, we were all asking questions. We were like, well, what would we want it in, a year, 5 years? And we were like, what would you want your ideal day to look like in the next 3 years?
Okay.
And think about if money was no object, if time was no object, what would it look like for you? When would you get up? When would you work? Who would you hang out with? Nothing's holding you back. Where would you live? What would your relationships look like? What would your money look like? Your job, would you still be, for you, would you be teaching still? Would Beachbody be your income? Would you do something else? What would you do for free time, community, your body? All these things kind of take into account. And that for me was a real eye opener. because I think we're afraid to dream.
Yeah.
Because we're like, it'll never happen. Why think about my ideal day when I'm struggling just to get out of bed in the morning?
Yeah.
But really dreaming, the whole point of this exercise was really to dream and to dream big, because these are all things that we can, like, that's going to drive us. I pretty much have my ideal day right now, just because I get up early. I would still do the same things, but I'm like, John, the kids would be older and we'd be getting them ready for school or, whatever. And then we'd hang out, and in the afternoon, we'd do whatever we want. Summertime, go to the beach, or we'd go to the park, and, we'd be in our, in the summertime, we'd be at our lake house and we'd go swimming and things like that. Like that's what I think about. And I'm like, if I could have anything I want, so that it drives us to move forward. And then the next one was, what do you want most in your life? Sandy, I'd love to hear what you wrote down for that. Like, when you're thinking of, like, what do you want most in your life? What?
I have 6 things. I want retirement from the bar. I want lots of travel, including a return to Oberammergau. That's the place we lived in Germany when I was a child, and I've been waiting like 60 years to go back there. Time to devote to Beachbody without distraction or because of lack of time. More spiritual development. I'd write a successful book blog and maybe a travel blog.
Ooh.
I'd read lots of books, and I'd spend more time with my older grandchildren.
Ooh. That would be awesome to do a book blog. I didn't even know you liked doing stuff like that. Why have you been hiding this from me?
Because I've been too busy with this and I don't have time to do it. You'd be saying, stop doing that. That's fluff. You need to work on Beachbody.
Remember, those people are your niche, though, too. And it's still okay. It's okay to have, like, it's okay to do those things. Beachbody isn't your life. It shouldn't be your life. It should be an addition into your life, right? I mean, right now, if you really think about it, Beachbody's not your life. You work full time. You take care of your grandbabies. That's mostly your life. Like, when I talk to you, you're like, I'm at work. I don't got internet. You know what I mean? You're squeezing Beachbody in the cracks of your life. So it's important to do Beachbody because you want it to get to your goals. You want it to help you create this future and vision for your life. But that's not the obstacle right now. You know what I mean? But maybe, who knows, down the road, that could be something that's like, if that's what your heart and your passion and you want most, go for it. Include Beachbody in it, right? Think all the book nerds who need to be healthy.
Yep. Hey,
It's
I have a
perfect.
quick question I want to insert. I like your idea with this virus, helping other people, especially as gyms are closing. They could put their membership on suspended and buy a 3-month membership. However, I am seeing tons of posts of people saying that they are disgusted with the people trying to sell something during this time for whatever business that they have, whether it's health and fitness or jewelry or whatever, that they can't believe people are trying to sell stuff when people may not have an income and all that. So that's kind of, I don't know how to
So
deal with that.
here's my thing. If people are going to pay for a gym membership anyway, then why wouldn't they pay? Like, the people, I haven't seen anybody say anything salesy. I think that the people who are trying to take advantage and the sharks, those are the people that are the scumbags. You know what I mean? But, like, there's been girls who pop up on my feed that I follow, that I've talked to, and they're like, I can't go to the gym. What do you guys suggest? And I've had people, there was another coach who gave this other girl a free Lift 4 sample workout, and there was a girl girl that I reached out to and I was like, hey girl, you know, I know we've chatted about this before, but if you're looking for an at-home option just to keep you going, I can always get you plugged in with me and my group and my community, and we can get you set up with at-home fitness. I don't think it's salesy and slimy at all because they asked for it. If someone's asking for help and they're asking for opinions and you're following them and you have a relationship, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying like, hey, I have the solution. Now, if you've never talked to people before, and you're just jumping in on random people's posts, you don't have that relationship with them, I don't suggest doing it. You know what I mean? Because that can come as salesy.
I'm feeling uncomfortable even doing invites at this time. But
yeah, I think that's going to be the thing for us, that if you feel weird doing it, do a free group. If you feel weird inviting to a challenge, then do a free group. Because every time if you go into it going, boy, I feel really weird about inviting to 10 rounds, then it's going to come off as weird. Like for me today, I sent out 30 invites, and I just was like, hey girl, I know that we've chatted about this before. And these were people who were already in my stories, who I've had relationships with. They're watching me. They were watching my video on the workout. And I was just like, hey girl, I know that all this craziness and uncertainty is going on, and it's so much important right now to really focus on being positive, taking care of ourselves physically and mentally. And I just want to make sure that I'm checking in on you to make sure you're good, and to invite you to do this group with us for 6 weeks. If this is something you want to do, I'd love to get you info. And if not, no worries. But I love you enough to know that I want you to take care of yourself during this time. And I haven't had any negative responses. I actually had a couple new people who I just invited for the first time. They were like, oh my gosh, yes, I love following you, and thank you for inviting me, and just things like that. And talk about it in your stories.
Oh yeah, I am in my stories. Did you see my story yesterday where I made Bob do 10 rounds with me, the free workout?
How did I miss that? How did I miss that?
You have to go look at it. And I posted it on the Joel Freeman group too, and I have like 150 people that loved it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. You know, I think that this is a great time for us if we're smart with it and use it wisely. First thing first, we should be connecting majorly with everyone. Yeah. The connections and just dropping into people, your followers, people who are watching your stories. Like I even sent some messages to people who had said no a couple weeks ago. And I just was like, hey girl, how are you? I'm checking in to see how you're doing. This is craziness going on out here. It's so chaotic. And I just want to check in on my mama friends and see how you are. I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you and sending you all the prayers and positive vibes. And like people were responding back. I think once we start, like this is a great time for us to build trust with people.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And then maybe, I know that there was talk about, I think Micah's doing a free group next week. Maybe next week we do a free group together. Maybe we do something and we just focus on positivity. We can give them the free bod workouts, you know, the ones that they don't need to log in for. We can just get it done on there. Yeah. And we have a PDF that has all of them that we can plug in. So maybe we do that. We build the trust. You know, I'm not saying don't continue to invite people. If you have people that you've been connecting with, like right now, you want to be doing your massive follow-ups. That's what I would be doing. That's what I'm doing. And talking, you know, building connections, but like, let's build trust. Let's love on people and build that relationship with them so that they can be like, yeah, this is so much more. Like, I want to be part of this community because Sandra and Haley reached out to me just even to see how I was doing. You know how many people, like, their friends in real life aren't even calling to check in on them because they're hoarding toilet paper and hand sanitizer. You know, so like we can seriously be like, how are you? Like, how are you?
That's
yeah. Good. Yeah. And check. I'm just like checking on your friends, do all that. And
I'm just going to post about how I'm glad I have the at-home workouts because gyms are starting to close left and right now. Yep. Our gym's still open, but they've canceled all group classes.
Yep.
So I can see the next step will be the gym totally closing.
Yep. It's kind of funny because one of my former coaches, she just quit. She just quit a couple months ago. She was only coaching for a month, and she was like, "This is too hard." And I plugged her into all the groups. I got her into the trainings. I checked in on her. She didn't show up. She didn't do anything, and she was just like, "This is too hard." I was like, "Okay." Well, she's a personal trainer, and she's a Zumba instructor, and she just posted today how all of her stuff is shut down. And I was like, well, you could have kept coaching and you would have built these relationships and you would have had something to fall back on instead of being like, oh, now I don't know what to do. And, now I don't know how to pay my bills. And I'm like, so it's sad. It's sad that it has to come to that. But we just get to be lights and we get to encourage and love people where they're at and just show them. I think right now it's more about the positivity and the community. Yeah. So showcase all those different things, like, grab a picture of us talking tonight and put it in your stories and be like, yeah, like social distancing, it's not social distancing because I get to see my friends online and we have this amazing community. Take pictures of you going through our challenge group, like screen record it and take pictures of that. I love sharing stuff like that because I'm like, look at our community. Look at all of us showing up every single day and we get to encourage one another and inspire one another. We don't, social distancing and a lot of people are quarantined, but we still have our friendships. We still have this positive community to be a part of. Share those things. Share that, you get to work out from home. You get to eat right. Like, we can't control so much that goes on in this world, but we can control us, right? And that's always what I think about. And, it's been really heartbreaking to me to see some of my close mama friends, especially in Haley and our community, in our trisomy community, that are so anxious and worried that they're not sleeping and they're not eating and they're not taking care of themselves. And then they're talking about how stressed and anxious they are. And I was like, you're not doing any good for your baby right now. I said, you have to sleep. We can't let this, we can't control anything. We were just in the hospital for a cold, a common cold. You know what I mean? Like, forget the coronavirus. The coronavirus can happen anytime, I'm like, we're always on kind of high alert, but it's kind of just keeping those things in perspective and saying, I can't control what goes on around me, but I can control how I respond to it. The influence, the positive influence that I have over my friends and my family, and just kind of really being that light. So I'm just always like, let's just use this to bless the heck out of people.
Speaking of the virus, Kristen's husband was here yesterday and he was supposed to come over today, but he's sick and he's been on the phone all day with his doctors to see if he needs to get tested or what. I mean, he has it may just be a cold. He has a sore throat and other stuff, but he's convinced he has the virus. I said, unless it's here, I don't think so. But should it be that, all of us would have to be, self-quarantine. I wouldn't be allowed to go to work or anything. So he's waiting. I don't think, she said it's been hours, and I don't think he even has a call back from his doctor or any results.
I didn't think that they were, I thought, like, what our pulmonary office sent us was that, like, they were like, don't go to the ER if you're sick, because a lot of times it presents as cold symptoms. And I mean, again, I was like, if people would have like been
calling, they're telling him the test is very complicated.
Yeah.
A copay. I said, I thought I heard on the news that they were not going to charge copays. And pay for
right. The insurance company not getting, their money for.
So I don't know, but I'll keep you posted. I hope it's nothing, because it's like,
yeah,
oh, crap.
That's crazy.
He was here all day yesterday. He cooked for us. It's like, oh shit.
Oh Lord.
Just wash your hands. You guys stay protected. Pray. Listen, I'm praying Psalms 91 over us. I am not believing in that junk. I am using God's word to combat all of it. And because I was like, we can't, you know. But again, I said to somebody the other day, I was like, maybe if we all would have been a little bit more concerned in November when cold and flu season happened and people stopped sending their kids to school with runny noses and fevers, or people were hacking all over each other and washing their, you know, just like all those basic things we should have been doing.
And even now with the people with schools out and everything, they say it's not like vacation. You shouldn't be doing sleepovers and play dates.
Right.
And yet people
Right.
are doing them left and right. They're going, oh yeah, my kid, we had a big sleepover this weekend. It's like, oh my God. That defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, it'll be all right. It'll definitely be all right. And we'll all figure it out. We got through H1N1. We got through the Ebola scare a couple years ago. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's just something, and I'm like, let's be the light, and let's not let the darkness, you know, overtake us. So
Hi, John.
he said hello. I don't know if he's getting the baby ready for bed. So I really want you ladies to, you know, really look at the rest of this PDF, and I want you, as you go through, Haley, the copy that I ended up putting into the team page, that is the right link. The first link didn't really work. Like, there's a couple pages where it talks about like brain dump, and it has like these different categories, like spiritual, family, health, physical, business, friends, finances, income, property, travel. There's a lot of stuff. It's just like a brain dump to write down all the things in each specific category, but it's really going to stretch your perspective and like write down big, like, things that you may never think would be possible, but that you would love to happen. Because again, we're dreaming big. We're thinking like, if money, it was no option, if time was no option, if we could get anything we wanted, what would it look like? Because we want to create a well-rounded, abundant life. That's what we want to focus on. And then after you do that, we're going to choose one main push goal for the year and then write down 6 action steps. Sandra, did you do that part?
Yeah, I did everything but the last page.
Okay. Like, I'll tell you my main push goal for the year. My main push goal is elite top 200. And that's for our team. And you know, when I was writing out my vision, like, I have my vision. My vision is like pages long. I don't even know if you can like see all of it. And I haven't even finished all of it yet. I have some of it here and I have some of it in my iPad, but I'm like, I have my whole vision out, and it's what I want every aspect of our life to look like. And it's basically all that brain dump stuff. And then I added in, like, I'm so happy and grateful now that, like, I fully enjoy what I do every single day. I have complete time and money free, like, stuff like that. So my main push goal for the year is elite top 200. And my 6 action steps are to, the first one is, I just wrote it down. I know it's Success Club 20 every month, 10 new working coaches a month, help 3 to 5 of my 2019-2020 PS coaches hit Success Club every month, help 5 of my coaches go diamond. That's 4, right? Get in a solid power hour every day and expand my network and my my email thread. So those are my 6 action steps that are going to take me there. So Sandy, I'd love to hear what your push goal is.
I didn't even do it that way. I need to do it. I was just doing 6 action steps to get what I want. So I need to do, a push goal would be to get diamond.
Okay. So what are 6 things that you need to do to get to diamond?
Daily power hour. I don't know which Success Club I need. 10? I don't know.
Well, so when I was talking with Haley and Jess, and we were talking about March goals, and both of them have diamond goals, I said, you're realistically going to you need 4 coaches on each leg, and two of those one coach on each leg out of those 8 need to be emerald. So I would say you're definitely going to want to aim for Success Club 10 every month. Like that should be your minimum goal.
Okay.
Yep. And then you want to find, and out of the 10, I would aim for like 4 working coaches or 4 coaches a month.
Okay, another action goal would be get over my self-limiting beliefs.
Yes. So what's an action step to get there? How are you going to get over your self-limiting beliefs?
I don't know. More affirmation, more positive affirmations.
Is it working though? Like, is it working? Because you do your affirmations every day.
I do.
So what can we tweak? Like what?
If I could get one darn customer, I would feel so much better, but I can't even get one customer.
Do you need a customer to affirm to you that you're a great coach?
Yes.
Do you really?
It does help.
Think about, I know it would make you feel good. I do, and I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to kind of draw it out a little bit more from you. Look at all the people who you have connected with over the last 3-4 years. Look at how many people are like, Sandra, you are so inspiring.
I know, but then why? I'm inspiring, but why are they not wanting to join me?
There could be a lot of things, right? And it's not you, it's them. It's not you. That's the one thing that I think you have to try to figure out how to deal with and understand, is that it's not you. When someone says no, it's not you. It's them. It's because maybe they're not ready. It's because they have excuses. It's because they have self-limiting beliefs. It doesn't make you any less of a great coach, right? It doesn't make you any less inspiring. You just have to continue to do what you do. And even if, of course, the end goal is, you want this business to create freedom, to travel, freedom to write book blogs and read all the books and have, Bob in a Speedo and you guys are in Germany and doing all that awesome stuff, rocking your grandma and grandpa bodies and all that fun stuff. But think about the impact that you're leaving right now, right? And even the fact that people are like, you are so inspiring, that should fire you up even more to be like, I'm going to inspire a whole bunch more people. So if you inspiring 10 people and one person says, yeah, send me info, think about if you inspired 100 people. That would be 10 people that want info. Think if you inspired 1,000 people. Set your goal every day to be like, who can I inspire today? God, who is one person that I can inspire? Who is someone who needs what I have that I can share my journey openly and lovingly, and they're like, yes, I can see myself doing that. But if they say, people say no to me all the time, and that's okay. I take the emotion out of it because it doesn't make me any less awesome. I'm still rocking my journey. And you're still rocking your journey.
I have to share something with you. The other day, Kristen goes, Mom, my friends at work, she's a hairdresser, are watching you. I don't know how they found your page, but I'm sick and tired of it because they're all coming up to me and saying, your mom is so cute doing all those workouts. She's Beachbody coach. Why aren't you doing those workouts with her? And doesn't she have those shakes and all that Beachbody stuff? And Kristen goes, yeah. She goes, why aren't you doing it? Your mom is you should be doing it too. And Kristen goes, I'm sick and tired of my friends saying you're so cute during your workouts.
Keep doing it, even if it just makes her mad.
Yeah.
But think about that. And you know what? Kristen should be the one to be like, you know what? That's a good I don't know why I'm not doing it with my mom, but you know what? If you're interested, you should totally go see my mom. My mom can hook you up.
I'll have to tell her to tell them that.
Yeah, be like, hey, if your friends want some help and they are, they see what I'm doing and they're interested, tell them to give me a call. She should be promoting the hell out of you. Pardon my language, but she should be promoting the hell out of you because I know that if I see my mom doing something good that could benefit me, And you're good. You're good. Like, you take care of the kids. I mean, you know,
Well,
that's a
that
whole
did
other
fire
story.
me up when she told me that. That made me kind of proud, you know?
Yeah, and it should make you feel proud. It should make you feel proud. So don't let the no's discourage you from doing what you are called to do. And you are called to inspire people. You are called to live your best life and to invite people to do it with you. And if they say no, that's on them. If they say not right now, that's on them. Keep loving them, keep showing up, keep doing you, and let that make you like, raw, I'm gonna like help everyone. Because once you have that mindset,
That's what I need, is to shift my mindset that, okay, it's them. They're not ready for whatever.
it is. And once I did that, like, everything that you girls talk about, like in the threads, I sit back and go, I remember that. And I used to be so stressed out about getting in a power hour and about like inviting people. And now I'm like, once I shifted my mindset to be like, I have the ability to help someone change their life. And you know why? Because I've seen people's lives be changed. Even if it wouldn't have been any of you girls or anybody else on our team, think about like all the team inspiration people or all the people in our threads and our groups that we see them every single day. Or the bod groups, like Sandy, you're in, like the bod members.
Oh yeah, they have so much negative stuff against coaches with a lot of those people, for all the non-coach people. That's the only thing I don't like. That how come I can't get in a group if I don't buy something? It shouldn't be like that, you know.
Well, you know, you can get in a group, like that's on their coach. You know what I mean? A lot of them probably don't even know they have a free coach, or their free coach never reached out to them.
That's what they say, yeah.
Or they never responded to their coach. I get tons of people who every month I send them out a message, just introducing myself, and they never respond to me.
I have to get Success Club to be sent those people.
Yeah, Emerald and Success Club. And have your 90 PV. And BOD, I think. But here's the good thing, is that bod groups is going to change the game for everyone. So like when the bod groups come out, I don't know if we talked about this before, but on the bod groups, you're going to have everything all in one platform. So it's going to be Beachbody On Demand, your share a cart, your coach, so it'll be Beachbody On Demand, nutrition app, share a cart. There's like 5 things. Why can't I think of it? I blanked out. I know they're going to do a training on it, but I said the nutrition app anyway. But the awesome thing is that once you get, like, say somebody goes on BOD, say you hit Success Club, you get free leads for the month. You get a free lead and they get into their BOD and it's like, here's your BOD, and it's like, your coach Haley has these groups running for this month, and you can specify it to what you want out of that group. So say you're running kind of like a free group where they can just be on BOD. They don't have to have Shakeology or anything. Then you can just specify they need to have BOD or a nutrition program. Or you can make it that if they want to join this group, that they have to have either Shakeology or Performance Line and BOD and or nutrition. And then it'll specify, so they can't even join unless they have all the requirements. And if they need those requirements, they can click on the group and hit the share cart to buy whatever they need to fulfill the requirements for that group. So it keeps it so simple. It's so nice. And it'll make it a lot simpler for us. So as soon as this stuff rolls out, I'm encouraging all of you guys to like start a group, even if it's you and one other person, even if it's like you and 2 other, like who cares? But start a group on the bod groups, like independent of me, because then you'll have your own group that people will see. And even if you're an admin of one of my groups, I think it'll show that you have a group going, as long as you're an admin. But it's like, I'm excited for that, because I was like, think of all the free leads that get left behind.
That'll be good.
Yep.
So what are my two more push goals? I added build more connections, and I need 2 more.
Well, you want 6 actions towards your push goal of diamond. What's your diamond date? I'm writing it down.
December 31st.
Sandy, you know I'm going to call you BS on that. You know I have to, because it's 8 coaches and you have 2. One that you can build.
Because I have Bob and now I have Nancy that I don't know how long she'll be there as Martha gets dropped out.
So let's just say, I mean, you'll want to pad your leg, right? So let's say you need 7 coaches, right? One of which is a diamond, or that you'll have to get to emerald, Bob, because Bob, you can get to emerald. If you are going like, I mean, a push goal is supposed to be scary, right? Because push goals make you do the work.
Yeah.
If you were like diamond and I'm going to be diamond by December, then you'll be like, I can get a coach a month, and like you'll invite 10 people a month, and like that's not scary.
Maybe diamond by July with all this corona. It may be harder to do that right now. I don't know.
I'm going to call BS on that too. I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you for sure. I'll tell you why. My 5-star push goal is before the baby comes in June.
Oh, geez.
Which means I got to get John back to diamond, which he lost because one of my dad's coaches quit, and then help develop Haley, Jess. After those 2, I get to open my second CBC and find 2 more working coaches or get you to diamond.
So you need to get me to diamond.
I need you to get yourself to diamond. And I'll help you.
So what's a realistic date? June 1st?
There are people who pop diamond in 30 days.
I've been trying for 2 years.
Shauna Sear hit diamond in 30 days. For sure.
Is that why she's out of one of our groups, I think?
No, that's not her. That's Shauna Brum. No, she's one of my new coaches.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's one of my new coaches. Shauna Sear's like 2-star. She's in my 5-star push thread.
I like Shauna, yeah.
Yeah, she's the one who's always like, Amanda. Realistically, I think you could do diamond in 30 if you put in the action. For sure. Haley and Jess can do it. I think anyone can realistically do it. It's just getting super intentional with the actions, which means more connections, more invites, more talking about the opportunity. Yeah. More talking about the opportunity, more sharing, what coaching is, inviting more to the sneak peeks that Team Inspiration has. And we could even do our own sneak peek again. I love doing stuff like that. There's lots of different things. It's just going to take intentional action. I do 5, like, I would say even if, like, say you do 10 invites a day, do 5 coach invites and 5 challenge group invites. Personally, I like doing a general invite to people if, like, say they're watching my stories and I've connected with them but never invited them before. I just have a message that's like, hey babe, thanks for peeping out my stories. I'm so excited that you are checking out the madness of my life. Have you ever thought about jumping into one of my challenge groups or maybe learning more about what I do as a coach? Either way, I appreciate you dropping the love and I'm here to support you either way. And that's an invite right there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, and you want to have working coaches, but don't discount your discount coaches either.
So I had to explain to one girl yesterday that she could be a discount coach. I sent her the 4 ways because she wants to do it. She wants to tone up her tummy, wants to lose weight, wants to get healthier. She's the special needs.
Yeah.
And she was like almost ready. And then she came back with, I don't want to be a coach.
Okay, cool. I be like, that's cool. I'd be like, we can sign you up as a challenger. We can get you plugged in right away. But then what I do when I have people, because I have people who are still like, nah, I don't want to coach, because they just kind of don't get it. So then what I do is I plug them into the group. It is the same price. And I'm like, you never have to work the business. But some people hear the word coach and they're like, I have to do stuff. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, okay, I plug them in as challengers. I help them get kick-ass results. And then before that Shakeology ships, like second week I'm checking in. I'm always checking in with them regularly because I'm like, we're going to be chatting regularly anyway. Right. And then I'm like, before your Shakeology order ships, I'm going to touch back with you and see how everything's going. And if you want to get this discount, we can get the fee waived for you. And then you can sign up as a loyalty customer. And that's it. So I still let them in. I always invite to the coach opportunity. I always invite them. I'm like, two ways you can sign up. Hi, handsome. I'm like, you can sign up as a coach. You can sign up as a challenger. Either way, same price. We get you plugged in. We get you kicking butt. Go find, and I'm immediately like, go find a couple girlfriends to do this with you and be your accountability partner.
Group that even with the discount, it wasn't worth it with the monthly fee. And I sent her a graphic. I said, oh yeah, besides the 25%, you definitely have a savings, and sent her a graphic showing, even subtracting that, how you save money. So I'm curious to see whether she responds to that. Cause it's like,
I don't mess around in the bod group a lot because I got a challenger from there, but she only ended up getting the 3-month BOD. It was the girl who was in the hospital with the twins last year, and you tagged me in her post.
Huh.
And you were like, because she was like, I don't know how to do all this. And you were like, my coach, Amanda Trojan, knows how to, she did this for 8 months. And she and I became friends. And yeah. And I just don't mess around in there because there's sharks. And there's people who go in those groups and they like prey on those people. And that's why those people don't like coaches. Like, I don't know if I told you guys the story. When I was on the retreat, there was it was a Beachbody post on Instagram, and Beachbody shouted out this girl on her transformation, and I think it was like 2B Mindset. And I'm always jumping in and celebrating other people on their wins and stuff like that. And I was like, way to go, girl. I was like, I love 2B Mindset or something like that. And it was a Shakeology. And I was like, I'm going to go have my shake right now. And this other girl, this other coach commented and was like, hey, Amanda, did you get your Shakeology yet? I'd love to talk with you about stuff. So I went on her profile and everybody was dying. I went on her profile. You could tell she was a brand new, but she was, first of all, you don't go on a Shakeology page and you don't comment. It wasn't even like, that's not even your transformation. Yeah. Like, what makes you think that's okay to go on somebody else's transformation pic and comment on there and go, do you have a coach? I'd love to chat with you more about my challenge. So I private messaged her and I was like, girlfriend, obviously you didn't take a look and scroll on my Instagram to see that I am a coach. I'm already successful. Oh, yeah. And the fact that you went on someone else's transformation and sharked on people like that was wrong. And whoever your coach is needs to like retrain you because that's not cool. And I was like, go get your life, boo-boo, basically. And everybody was like, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, I can, because that made me so mad.
There was a lot of people on there too commenting that with the virus, that Joel should release 10 rounds early to everyone. Joel went on his own page today and say, I'm going to remove anyone that comments how it should be released early because coaches work damn hard to get these special things, and there's no way I'm going to release it. And there's many ways that you can get the program early if you want it. And people are going like, how? It's like, become a discount coach. Wait until April 6th and do it as a customer, you know?
Yeah. People, you know, like that. I enjoy Joel a lot more after I met him because he cares so much about us as coaches. And this week is the 10 rounds launch group that he's doing. And if you aren't in there, get in there. He goes live and he has so much awesome stuff for us as coaches when it comes to like talking about the talking about the program, selling and sharing about it. And like, he's awesome. Like we work
He's
for an
leading the stuff too,
amazing
because
company.
somebody posted today. She goes, I just bought 10 rounds in bar, and I'm going to do them both simultaneously. Which one should I do first in the day? And Joel piped in there, and he said, you're not doing justice to either of the program. If you do that, I wouldn't do it. I would do one or the other.
That's right.
And a lot of people saying, yeah, why would you do both of them, you know?
Like, to me, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't do it. That's crazy to me. Yeah. So yeah, we have an amazing company that we work for, and our trainers are so passionate. And I'm just like, ladies, we have something so good at our fingertips. And that's why I really wanted to do this leader retreat, this vision with you guys, because I really want you to catch your vision. I really want you to have a big vision for your lives, because that's what's going to keep you up every morning. And I know you all, Haley, I asked you for your address so I could send your planner out to you today. Last week got crazy. I didn't get a chance to do it, but I did today. In the planner, she has all of this stuff here, this whole dream section. And I really, really want you to write down your vision.
I really do that too.
Like, it's so good, because like, especially when she talks about being like, are you committed in your goals? Or are you just like, yeah, I have goals, that's cool, but are you committed to them? And I'm like, I am so beyond, like, every morning I look at my goals, I look at my vision, I visualize like what it's going to look like living my perfect day, like what house we're going to live in, what my body looks like, how I'm going to eat that day, and just like how I feel in my body. And once we start doing that, it's that whole thing that Bob Proctor and Danielle, I cannot remember her last name, that they talk about, where they talk about really changing your energy with your mindset. Yeah, that kind of mindset and that brain energy, so that your brain is like, yes, I can see this. And then it becomes easier when the crap happens. It was so hard for me to do a power hour last week. And I laughed because Micah was like, she goes, you're in the hospital again? I go, yes. I was like, what the heck? But like, it made me go, I did that for 8 months. And even though, like, for the 8 months, I didn't do a power hour every single day, but I did massive connecting and growing, and I never stopped doing my business. But I was like, if I made it through there and I can make it through a week, like, my vision got so much more stronger in that almost 2 years. Yeah, in almost 2 years that we had been out of the hospital, my vision got stronger. So for me to get up in the morning and do my daily things and to do a power, that was nothing. That was nothing. I was like, Raphael's good. We're good. I'm going to do my power hour. I was, behind the curtains. Like,
I saw you. Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. Very inspiring.
And I was like, if I can do it, that's the whole thing. When people are like, I don't know how you do it. And I was like, I do it because my vision, because what I want for my family is so important. And that's something that I'm like, I'm going to fight for every single day. And I believe that you all can do it too. I know you can. Because there's nothing special about me. Nothing.
In the Miracle Equation, he talks about that too. I'm reading that right now too.
That's such a good book. I have it on Audible, but now I think I want to get the hard copy.
I have the hard copy, and
I'm debating. I was like, I have a lot of things that I have on my list that I want to read. And then I found this new podcast. I shared it with one of my new challengers, but I was like, I think it's called Unapologetically You. But like, before we go, I was like, oh, I found this. It's so good. There's one called The Mindset Mentor with Rob Dial. And he's got some super solid topics on there. And how did I hear about him? Another coach was talking about him. Rob Dial. Can you see him, or is my thing in the way? The Mindset Mentor.
The Mindset Mentor.
Yep. And he's got some like awesome stuff. And then it's Be You Unapologetically with, what's her name? it's all in pink and gray. And I'm like, I love that, but I can't see it.
BU unapologetically.
Yep, BU, comma, unapologetically. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you can see her right there.
Yep, I
She's
see.
cute. She's cute. She's got a
And
cup of
what's her
coffee.
name?
I think it's
What's her name?
Kyra something, but let me see if I can find the. It won't let me click on her picture. With Kyra Carlin, Kyra.
Kyra, okay.
Yeah. So I told one of my I have a new girl and she struggles. She like really struggles, and we go to church together, and she's like, reading's really hard for me. And I was like, I went through and I was like, I sent her, of course, Joyce Meyer, because I love me some Joyce Meyer. I'm all about mindset stuff. But I also sent her the BU unapologetically, because I was like, that's solid. And once we can start, really getting our mindset, I was like, it doesn't matter. And we can have all the goals for weight loss. We can have all the goals for our business. But if our mindset isn't right, then
Were these on the list that you sent to me today with all the books?
They weren't. That list is a little bit old. That list is pretty old. I've added a couple things to it over the years, but I haven't there's so many good books on there. I'm like, I could write a whole thing. Actually, I think I'm going to do a story or an IGTV this week that talks about like maybe my top 3 personal development reads. That might be something good that you girls want to do too.
Yeah, the Miracle Morning is what changed my life 2 years ago.
Yeah, I love the Miracle Morning. Yeah. I love the Miracle Morning, and then the Miracle Equation I did last year, and that was so good too. It was just like the perfect thing to go with it. But yeah, there's so many good books out there.
Good ones.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad to see your faces. I missed you all last week. I mean, it was not ideal circumstances, but we made it, and we're going to make it through Corona.
Too, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. He had blood coming out of his trach and out of his nose. At first, he didn't, but when we had to put him on oxygen, that there was something wrong. I was like, he never needs oxygen. And then he was up. We were at home. We were up to 2 liters of oxygen, and I was like, and he was barely satting his minimum, and I was like, crap. So I'm glad we took him in when we did, because I think they had said that he started to go, like they were afraid he was going to go septic. He had a fever. Plus, they saw the pneumonia in the upper right lung. I didn't even know that this was possible. He had H influenza, which when you think of like influenza, you think of, a virus. It's a bacteria.
Oh my God.
That grew in his trach.
Oh, wow.
So and they said it's a really nasty respiratory bacteria. So that plus I think the combination of that and just like the rhinovirus, because rhino and enterovirus has very thick secretions, and it was like glue, like even still suctioning him, it's like clear glue, like that liquid glue that you suction out, and it was just
God.
So yeah, so we think, and you know what, like thankfully he has great lungs. If he would have had any kind of like lung issue, I think we would have been in deep trouble. But I think we would have been in deep trouble when he was 3 months old and had the hemorrhage. And it's funny that the same doctor that we had after he had his RVOT stents placed when he was 3 months old, when he almost died that time, and they put him on the oscillator, was the same PICU doctor that was with us this week. So he knew Raffy. Yeah. He knew Raffy. He knew that Raffy would bounce back. And he was, so it was good. And the residents were great. I think we had it's probably like a 2nd-year resident, and then there was a fellow, and they were great. And the one resident was in a wheelchair and had a feeding tube. So he had a G-tube, and I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, but he was in a motorized wheelchair, and it was pretty cool. It was really cool. So I was like,
I'm glad it happened now, and had you gone on the trip, without, and if John was there to handle it alone and you had been gone, that would have been something. I kept thinking of that, but so glad it happened then.
Yeah, glad it didn't happen a couple weeks ago. Because remember, I left for Idaho, and he was still on the Cipro. He was on the other antibiotics for the tracheitis. Yeah, and glad we weren't on Punta Glad that Zoe's not here yet, because they would have. I'm like, what do you do with a newborn?
Yeah.
In the hospital? But the only thing is that we have to push back the second part of his testicle dissension. But whatever. We'll still try to get that figured out before the baby comes.
What's your due date?
June 13th. So I probably won't be at Summit.
A little less than 3 months, yeah. Summit may end up getting canceled. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope it doesn't go that far. Because I love Summit. Summit's so great. I mean, I'm sad about Super Saturday too, because we had finally gotten like a big group of Michigan, like Metro Detroit, Michigan people to like get this big Super Saturday. And then when I saw that,
it's going to be a big virtual thing with all of Beachbody, right?
Which I think is awesome. I do like that too, but I wonder how they're going to do it. Like if they're going to do a Zoom on the Beachbody. So I guess we'll stay tuned for all that. We'll figure it out. We always do, right? It's what we do. We Zoom. We just Zoom all the time. People are like, what's Zoom? I was like, how do you not know about Zoom?
I didn't know about it till Beachbody.
I was like, I love it.
We do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go take myself to bed. Sandy, go to bed.
I am.
Don't stay up late. Go to bed. Yeah, it's bedtime. All right.
All right.
Haley, go give my boy some hugs and kisses for me.
He's right here on the monitor, face down, being a goofball.
How old is he?
He is, oh Lord, 17 months.
Oh, a little younger than Rafi then.
Yeah.
Like 6 months younger.
No, Rafi's 29 months in 2 days.
Let's see.
I know, it's crazy.
How many teeth now?
No, he's 18 months. I'm wrong. So Wednesday he'll be 18 months.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. These kids are growing way too fast for my taste, but it's good. It's good. Grow up, get out of these trachs, and
yes,
continue to do good, and they will. I believe it. All right, I think I hear my kids sleeping.
Okay.
So I will see. I'll put the recording in our team page, but I'm excited. Let's just keep rocking it out for this month, and we'll start hitting some goals. We'll all sit individually, and I'll chat with you about your goals and getting it all hammered out for the rest of the month, okay?
Okay.
We've got time. We got plenty of time.
Okay.
All right, ladies. See you later.
Okay.
Bye.